Hi, I'm Tom, and welcome to the Randomness Network. And today, we are playing SimCity 4 Rush Hour, one of my favorite city builders of all time. It came out over 20 years ago, which makes me feel very old just saying, but I want to create an entire world, or region I should say, for my YouTube channel, and kind of give you an idea, and just a rundown of what I'm doing, and the different cities and all that. It's very relaxing. I don't know if I would call it relaxing, but I don't know. You can kind of zone out and play this game, and I would kind of like to have something on my channel that's like relaxing. You can watch just something progress. I did have to turn the music off for this game because it's EA, and I'm sure everything is licensed. I don't feel like getting a copyright strike. Because this could be kind of dull to watch, in future episodes, I might add music to it, but for now, we're just going to go with my commentary and the sound effects of building the city. And we don't really need much more introduction. We're just going to get started. I named it Random World. It's all blank. I haven't done any terraforming. For the first town, I'm not going to do any terraforming other than add trees. So let's get right into it. Turn the sound down a little bit. And we're just going to throw some trees into the mix. It's good for the environment thing. You'll see when we get into it. I'm not going to use my real name. Just Mr. Not Random. Random. And we're just going to call it Randotown. Randotown. Wow. I can't see past my mic. That's why I'm having a difficult time typing stuff in. Yeah. Well, just Randotown. I like it. Sit down, Rando. And we're going to go with easy this first time around. And just to show you a little bit of the mechanics of what I'm doing, you got to balance a budget. First thing we're going to do, and I do it with all my cities. What I can't. Oh, there we go. Legalize gambling. That way I'm not losing any money right off the start. And then here's, the measurement of success, the city opinion polls of what's going on in the city. Obviously there's nothing going on right now. And we're going to start really simple with this first town because it's kind of like a New World situation where there's nothing around. They can't trade with anyone. There is no one to trade with. This is it. This is the civilization in this area. So what we're going to do is start from scratch. And the first thing you need in any town or city is places for people to live. Do some low-density housing. Nothing too fancy. Set up a little business district off to the side here. And then outside of that business district, we're going to do some farms, because people got to eat. Set up farms all the way around the town. Won't go too crazy just yet. And some more housing. Yeah, I like that. Alright. So, connect all these side streets and stuff. No one wants to live in a town that's just a bunch of dead-end roads. Of course, you could say most small towns are dead-end roads, depending on how you feel about your hometown, or small towns in general. I'm not going to connect anything to the other regions just yet, but we are going to bring all of these side streets out and connect them. That way there's more than one way around. Okay, I lied. I'm going to do one road that leads out because I don't want to cut into the farmland over here. We're going to bring this road out. Yeah. We will make that adjacent with this one. Trim what's left there. Since we got a nice big section here, put some more houses there. Now, we need water and we need power. So we're going to do an old-fashioned water tower over here, but it has no power. And do the ecological thing. Just try to make the town run on windmills at first. 1 windmill per farm. And we'll set up a landfill area. I guess it doesn't really need to be that big, but, you know, composting for our farmer folk. Gotta think of the farmers. Without farms, no one eats. What's going on here? Why does my water tower not have power? There we go. This is one of the more tedious things you have to do. Setting up the water lines. People tend to like having water. So, we will give them water. Give the people what they want. Even though most of the time the people don't know what they want. They think they know what they want, but they don't know. And I carry them all over to the next region every time, that way that the water system in each region is pretty easy to set up after the first one. There's no gaps in the coverage. I'm not going to do the full map just yet, because like I said, it's very tedious. Probably not all that interesting to watch. It's really not all that interesting to do, if I'm being honest. Like, I don't know how people do this in real life and are able to not throw themselves into the well. But relatively rewarding, seeing all the blue as opposed to where the red would be. Alright. Building styles, we're going to do them all at once, and we'll change them every 10 years in game time. And let's watch the city just kind of pop up. Or town at this point. You can see our residential neighborhood, our little business district coming to life. The citizens want me to move in. I think I'll move in right in. This is already zoned for residential, so I'll move right into the first residential neighborhood we've made. These will always be low density, whether it's poor people or wealthy people living there. Not a whole lot of wealth in the town yet. And we have our first issue with a street. The street needs to become a road. And this will kind of show what our main veins through the town are going to be moving forward. Matter of fact, I can connect that to down here. We'll send that all the way to the bottom of the map, into the next region. Very nice. Now, I have to pay attention to this. You'll see me bring up this graph quite a bit. This is the demand of what people want. Right now, agriculture is through the roof. And dirty industry is also in demand. We're not gonna play with dirty industry right now. For now, we're just gonna try to fill the economical gaps with farms. And hopefully that will be enough. At least for the time being. I don't like that it splits these up. It should have just made one big farm, but it gives us another avenue to go to the next region. Do some setups over here as well. See that becoming an issue in the future, but for now. Yeah, so they want town services. We will get to that as soon as these farmland areas develop a little more. Very nice. And the residential neighborhood's filling in nicely. Industry wants room to expand. We'll get there. We will get there eventually. Now, because this business district isn't really filling up, I want to do more than just agriculture. We will play around with some industrial stuff, just to kind of fill the gaps. Get all these residential neighborhoods filled up. You can justify it as it'll process the farm equipment and the food that's coming out of there. Not a big fan of manufacturing and all that myself. I've worked in it, not a fan. So I try to avoid it in this game. I think it's a weird, like, personal thing I add to my city designing. And ironically, now we need businesses. So we're gonna make this just a little business district, little shopping area. Hey, I have neighbors now, because that is my house right here. We've balanced the budget very nicely. We do have a problem, though. We don't have hospitals, we don't have police barracks, we don't have firefighters. And we are going to have to change that. Problem is, that costs money. And the coverage for the smaller ones just isn't great. Like, a large police station would get most of what I need. But a lot of money per month. Yeah, $250. Put us over the budget. What we do need, though, we need a medical clinic. And while this may not be ideal where I'm putting it, it's something for the citizens. Yeah, we'll throw it right in the residential district. And this should bring more people to the town. Or not. Now they're complaining that they don't have enough money. We will maximize your funding. It's going to hurt the town. Before I move forward and fast forward again, we'll have to do some more development. I just couldn't decide if I wanted more agriculture or more residentials. And I think agriculture is still on everyone's mind. Ah, crap. Alright. Crisis averted. Sometimes the zoning is rather wonky in this game. Hopefully before all that fills up, I can... Alright. The hospital has been nothing but problems since I put it in already. It's going bye-bye. All they've done is whine about their budget. Guess what? Medical clinic gone. Now we're putting in a hospital. That better be the end of it for now. Now the town has to develop quickly. If I don't develop it, it will go bankrupt very quickly. Losing $1,000 a month, over $1,000 a month, is not going to be good for the town. So we're just going to fill this up. I don't like how ugly that is at the end of it. We're just going to fill this up with residentials now. Nothing fancy, all low yield. Finish this street. And we'll put in some high density business zoning. That would kind of be like the mini skyscraper section, if we even get that far in the development of this town. Because the first town you make in every region, it's pretty basic. It doesn't develop very much because it's its only thing. It's small town syndrome. It has to take care of the basic needs. All the boondoggle stuff, it just doesn't have the ability to do so. And as this city grows, this town grows, I'll have to update the water system. I'll have to actually put in a power plant. So the problems will continue. So that's pretty much half of the map covered with the town. I'm going to move forward. Fast forward quickly here for a second. You can see that nicer houses are coming in because there's better jobs. The hospital has probably made it so these are doctors and nurses and all of that. We have a bunch of low-income housing up here. You know, your trailers, your bungalows, your modular houses and stuff. That all appears to be filling in. And I fast forward here. Probably going to be hit with a mess of issues. Alright, everything's expanding well. Hey, we have a farmer's market opportunity. Well, let's do that. Let's put in a farmer's market. And I don't mind putting it in the field of a farm. I think that kind of makes things work. Very picturesque. Very nice. We don't even have schools yet over here, so I'm not even worried about that. They wanted me to build a bigger school. It's like, we don't have schools. Sorry. Alright, and now it's time to update the water system. These people aren't getting water. We're going to put a new water pump there. And we're going to keep the old water tower. Looks like they want... People want a religious building. We'll put that in the residential neighborhood. That might give an incentive for people to move in over here. No one's really moving in, though. Need a graveyard. Try to put that relatively close to the church. Throw that over here. Now, we're going to make more agriculture zones. We have to be careful where we put them, because if it pollutes our water system, it does become an issue. Don't think that's going to be quite far enough away, but that little strip that I just put streets on is kind of the reminder to not put agriculture over there. So we're going to fill in the rest of the map now. We're just going to fully develop this very flat land, very uncomplicated terrain to build a town on. We're just going to build it right up now. Kind of makes for some ugly farm zoning, but gotta do what I gotta do here. And everything's connected now. It should make it so navigation across the entire area would be less complicated. In this corner, we're going to put some medium density manufacturing, because they've been calling for manufacturing, so we're going to give it to them. And we're going to put another high density business neighborhood right here. And before we even have the issue, I'm going to put in a natural gas power plant in one of the zoned areas for manufacturing. Then everything else is just going to be residentials. We're gonna section this off with residentials. Then I'm going to go back into the water zoning, and we are going to finish water connection in areas. Is that not connected up here? That is. Yeah, we're going to finish zoning the water. Nice thing is, I can just carry all these over. It should be alright. Very tedious. And it's probably not going to solve the issue of water long term. I'll probably have to put another water pump in at some point when all this industry develops and then the rest of the town develops alongside of it. It's going to be very difficult to maintain certain things. The road system is going to have some bumps. Water and power will become an issue. I think I made a big enough landfill to where I should be alright. I'll make a garbage burning plant for the energy, so that kind of like takes care of two problems in one. But I'm getting a bit ahead of myself. Let's fast forward here. I'm having a hard time balancing the budget. Hopefully when this all develops, I'll be able to put in schools, police station, jail, firefighter stuff. So let's sit back and watch. Yeah, everything's filling in very nicely. Yes, we will get to the schools. Just relax. State Fair. We will get to the schools. Please relax. Alright, we're not going to put a state fair in this factory district. Put the state fair over here. And we are going to get rid of these factories that I put in. They have their own little section now. I'd kind of like this away from the center of the city. Or town, I should say. Just all of the little pop-ups from your counselors. I wish I could turn them off. Maybe you can, but I don't think so. Yeah, they're getting on me about budgeting and religious buildings, and budget's fine now. Put this in the business district. I'm sure they'll want another graveyard too. This place is already larger than my hometown. My hometown is only about 7,000 people now. We're closing in on 10,000. Residentials are filling right up. We don't have a whole lot of high density ones. I might have to rectify that. Oh boy. So this is the game basically forcing you to put things like fire stations in. Like, you need them, don't get me wrong. I respect firefighters and all that. It's just, the game really is like, hey, now you have to do this. And they'll leave you alone for a while when the city's small, but I guess I'm at the point where I've got to put them in. Alright, fire's put out. Alright, growing city cries for more Jews. How much? Yeah, the landfill's not very big. So I don't know how much of a long-term solution this would be, but we're going to do a waste-to-energy plant right here outside of the industrial district. Residentials are really filling in. Business stuff, not so much. Alright. Well, I think it's time to put in a large police station. City jail will go right next to the waste-to-energy plant. Yeah, it's a town of 11,000 people. It doesn't need a huge school. Don't really want to put it where it's demolishing houses and stuff. And we'll put the high school right over here. Uh-oh. I hear screaming. Must mean something's on fire. Alright. We'll put another big fire station there. We are getting close to our budget being tight again. Yeah, I know the fire protection spread thin. I don't know what you want from me, people. It's a town of 12,000 people, and it's about to be a lot smaller because education is going to make it. So these smaller houses are going to get demolished, and nicer ones will be put in their place, but that's less people because there will be big yards and stuff. A little business right there. See how that works out. They want more low-density housing. I'm going to put in high-density instead. Just to fill in some of the gaps down here. This new business, sorry, but you're being rezoned. I want to see what that does. Wow, no one's moving in. There we go. Alright. Having more problems with our streets. Problem is I don't know which ones they're usually honing in on when they're at an intersection like this. So we're just going to do both roads. I'm guessing this is... oh yeah. This is definitely one of the main veins through the town. We'll have that connecting to the next door area. No, both of them on both edges. Still not a whole lot of development. So we want this. I just built this, though. We want an avenue. Pretty sad. I've been playing this game so long, I know what the pop-up screens mean, just by the titles. That's going to demolish a lot of housing. More high-density stuff through here. Business districts that we've zoned are not doing well. They're just not developing the way that I need them to, so they're going to go away. We're going to make more room for residentials. Bigger buildings. Yeah, see, we've got Got some apartment buildings now. Oh, where should we put our city hall? Let's throw it there next to the school. Alright, I will concede the point that we do need more medical treatment. So I will put in a medical clinic over here. I'd rather not hear much more about it for a while. Nice little town. Very cozy. Not a whole lot of development going on. I do see that the business sections are starting to fill in, which is very good. But I think we're about at the point where we can't really develop this town much further. I think Randotown is about as developed as it's going to get for now. What does my neighborhood look like where I live as the mayor? Oh, right over here. Yeah. Yeah, nice little neighborhood. Not far from the city hall. Look like a nice little place to live. Oh, now they want to make this an avenue. Now this is fun. Mainly because I can't really do a whole lot as far as putting the avenue in. Now demolish a church over it. Like that. And a graveyard. A good chunk of the town is not going to be happy about that. That will connect over here. This will connect there. That connects here to that avenue. Very difficult. It was very difficult having to tear all that stuff out. However, the gifted stuff I should be able to replace relatively easy. I know I demolished a graveyard. Where's the graveyard at? It's not gonna let me rebuild it? Guess not. That's kind of a bummer. Alright, everything's reconnected. I'm just gonna replace it with the housing. Very simple. Alright, let's see how that develops. What will this strip look like now? Bit of a reformed neighborhood, but not too bad. Yeah, filled in nicely. Oh, I didn't connect this. There, that's done. Why, the health minister is bitch. Like, she just will not leave me alone. We're gonna put residentials in this farmland that got all messed up. I do need to connect that and this. Alright, let's zoom out. No! We just lost our town. And that, kids, is why these old games are so buggy and so hard to play. We were so close. We were so close to having it done. And tragedy struck. So, I may post this anyways. If you guys like what you saw here, like, subscribe, comment, your input on what to do, and we'll start over. A good little introduction to the game anyways. The reason it crashed is when things are going on like that and I zoom out, because I was trying to zoom out there, it will crash every so often. I won't post episodes most of the time when that happens. If this recorded right and my voice came through okay, I'll probably still put this up. And we'll start over with the whole region, and if you guys have any suggestions on how we do that again, I'd be more than happy to hear them. But for now, I will see you guys in the next video, and I have lots of vlog ideas and game streaming ideas. I'm still working on my music career and all of that. So I hope you guys will stick around to see the progression and where all that goes. And I will see you in the next video.